Hi everybody, my name is Joseph. For 30 years I've been asking myself very deep questions, very deep questions into the nature of reality. And not only the nature of reality, but the nature of consciousness, the nature of self. I've been asking myself really deep fundamental questions such as the nature of who am I, what am I, where did I come from, what is God, is there a creator? All these kind of really deep questions which have been burning away at the back of, woman's mind since time immemorial. Questions which really haven't been answered satisfactorily to this day. We have a multitude of theories, we have a multitude of explanations, and none of them have ever been to my satisfaction. And I myself had a direct epiphany. It was epiphany which was ingrained within the very fabric of my existence. It was an epiphany, an experience, a direct revelation which never left me. And that sent me on a 30-year journey of trying to logically, spiritually, scientifically prove what had happened to me had some basis and foundation within reality, and not only within reality but within science, because science really is the voice of reason, it's the voice of authority, it's what we all kind of really take for, as I say, the final voice. It's the model in which we all kind of adhere to and agree to and live by. Whatever the scientific community says is the latest, then we kind of shift and move our perspective to that conclusion. On the opposite scale, everything is a world of opposites, black and white, up and down. On the opposite scale of science, who is screaming authority from its creation story of the Big Bang, etc., 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 we have the theologians, we have the religious cleric, we have the religious scholars that are claiming their version, authority of the creation story from their perspective, from their godly creator perspective. Now, these two opposing perspectives, viewpoints, seem to never find a resolution. They never seem to, come together. And for the first time, I believe, and I'm hoping to show through this series of presentations, that what I'm about to reveal actually shows that science and religion are talking about exactly the same thing. They've been describing perfectly exactly the same creation story, but coming at it from different sides, different angles. This theory is going to, as an expression, as a visual expression, the scientist in his white, and his goggles, and the cleric, the priest, the vicar, shaking hands, coming together in unity, because they realise that the singularity, the final equation, inevitably is what they've both been talking about. So, for me, it's always been about the power of the free. From a very young age, I've been screaming to anybody that will listen that there is an underpinning pattern, there is an underpinning structure that governs everything. So basically, underpinning this world of solidarity that we kind of operate through and work through, there's smaller and smaller pieces. And I've been saying that inevitably inside of the atom there is going to be a subatomic elementary particle which is going to be a triangle. It's going to be green in colour, it's going to be made of energy, it's going to be self-perpetuating, it's going to be infinite, it's going to be eternal. I believe I can show now perfectly exactly how this power of free, this equilateral triangle, what I call the Holy Trinity, is the fingerprint of a creator, and it is evident throughout all of creation. The evidence is overwhelming, and it's exactly how we would expect it to be. We would expect to find evidence of a creator within creation. If we call ourselves a creator, myself, a father, has given creation to my daughter, I've given life to my daughter, so I could be looked at as a creator, my daughter could be looked at as my creation. We would expect to see similarities, we would expect to see characteristics, things that we would recognize of ourselves within our offspring, and indeed we do. We see exactly them same characteristics, expressions and patterns within our child, within our son or within our daughter, and it's exactly the same within creation. If we're looking for a creator, then we would expect to see evidence of that creator within creation. Now, what I am proposing throughout these series of videos is there is evidence of a creator. If we understand, not just biblically, but scientifically and logically, intuitively, mathematically, we see there is a divine pattern. We see there is a fingerprint of a creator within creation, and that creator and that divine pattern is what I've always said since the age of 12, is an equilateral triangle, the power of 3, made of energy and green in colour. And this is really what underpins everything. Now, people have looked at me for many years and said, come on Joe, you must have lost your mind, you know, what are you talking about? What is this kind of, what are you talking about? How can you prove to the common man and woman alike that what you're saying has any substance, any foundation within anything that can be related to or relatable by the individual that's maybe seeking truth, that's maybe seeking answers? Well, this is what I'm hoping to do, right? Through these presentations, I'm going to take you through a journey using the rule of 3, showing you the power of 3, how numerics, how numerical value, how numbers are underpinning everything. Even at the atomic level, the atomic number is the elementary, fundamental understanding of the universe. Everything is working on a numerical harmonic value. And I'm going to show you for the first time how numbers not only hold a quantity. We're used to understanding numbers and quantity and measurements and all these kind of things that we use numbers for. But we're not used to seeing the quality of a number and how that number can be seen energetically, how we ourselves can correlate and understand that we ourselves are moving and operating through this energetic system, matrix so to speak, how we're all almost plugged into this track, hardwired to this system. This is what I'm going to reveal to you, but I'm not only going to reveal this to you, I'm going to show you the keys to the universe. Nikola Tesla, the great Nikola Tesla said the 3, 6 and 9 are the keys to the universe. Indeed, he is right. Indeed, the 3, 6 and 9 is a higher dimensional plane, it's a higher understanding of consciousness, it's a higher understanding of awareness. So what does this knowledge bring to the common man and woman alike? Well, first and foremost, in order to become free, we must understand that we are enslaved. To understand that we are enslaved must mean that we are enslaved by a system. To become free, we must understand that system. To break free of that system is to become free thinking. What I'm going to show you is how each and every one of us are connected to the power of 3, the equilateral triangle. How the equilateral triangle, the sacred geometry, how the numerical value, the magic number 3, is at the heart of that sacred geometry, the pulse, the flicker, the harmonic, and how the entire universe is being governed at a subatomic quantum level, expressed throughout the whole macrocosm. This is going to be the singularity. It's going to go against the logic, it's going to be counterintuitive, it's going to be in the theological debate of the Holy Trinity, the mathematical conundrum which has been grating at the back of man and woman's mind since time immemorial, the 3 in 1. How can the 3 be 1? It doesn't make sense, it's illogical, it's counterintuitive. I'm going to prove how it's not counterintuitive, how it's not illogical, how the singularity is indeed 3, how the Holy Trinity is indeed the fingerprint of the Creator. Hi everybody, so here we are into the clinical bit, which is just really showing the numbers. People ask me what I get up to on an evening. This won't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. To me, it makes a great deal of sense, but numbers. We always take them for granted, we all take them for granted, yet they're ingrained within everything, throughout everything. Think about numbers, and just think about it for a second. Numbers really give coherence and order and structure to our very worlds, our very realities. Without numbers we couldn't even move an inch, without numbers we couldn't do anything really. So numbers, we take them for granted. How many numbers are there? At first thought we'd say there's millions, billions, zillions, trillions, quadrillions of numbers. Okay, there's an infinite variation of numbers, but how many numbers are there? Well, there's actually 9 numbers, there's 9 set numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 numbers. Okay, so what? Well, these numbers repeat themselves infinitely. After 9, we go into double digits, so after 9 it goes to 10. But 10 is 1 plus 0. Okay? 10 is 1 plus 0. So if 1 plus 0 is 1, we're back to the 1. And what comes after 10? Well, we know what comes after 10 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, so we're back to the 2. After 11 it's 12. We're back to the 3. After 12 it's 13. Back to the 4 because 1 plus 3 is 4. After 13 we're on to 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. After 14 we're on to 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. You just repeat pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what? Some people are asking. Well, if we think about how powerful numbers are, these numbers really give us our time. It's a pretty big deal. They give us speed, they give us distance, they give us weight, they give us our monetary value, they give us our economics, they give us our stock market, they give us our birth dates, they give us our national insurance numbers, they give us our telephone numbers. Numbers give us our shoe size, our clothes size. They give coherence and structure. And yet, what is a number? Many people would say that numbers are invisible building blocks with no solidarity whatsoever. I would disagree and say that numbers are the very elementary particles, the very smallest units that cannot be divisible, which cannot be divided, which are underpinning the entire universe. They're underpinning everything. These are the elementary particles, and 3 is the magic number. So why is 3 the magic number? Well, if we're governed by these 9 numbers, which I've just shown that we are, time, space, weight, economy, everything in our daily life is really operated through these 9 singular digit numbers, with obviously the 0, the absence of the numbers, or the total of the numbers, depending on which way you want to look at it. But nevertheless, we have 9 numbers in a repeat pattern, and that creates an infinite variation of numbers. These numbers we facilitate and utilise and use within our lives on a daily basis, on a secondly basis. Without them, we're pretty screwed. Okay? So, why is 3 the magic number? Well, the universe is showing 3s. It's showing the 3 laws of thermodynamics, it's showing the 3 states of matter, it's showing the 3s in the DNA, it's showing the 3s in the body, it's showing the 3s in the universe. These are all videos that I'm going to do to substantiate the claim, and to give more authority to the claim of this particle and this equation that I'm about to reveal to you. Now, as I've said, we're all governed by 9 numbers, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not. We're slaves to the clock, to time. Everything is governed by numbers. And what is a number? What is a number? An invisible entity with no solidarity. Well, numbers are the underpinning structure. They are the elementary particles at the very heart of the atom. Is the atomic number, and it's the number, and it's the shape, the power of 3, and the equilateral triangle, which is really, really evident throughout all places of all things. Now, if we take these 9 numbers, and basically these 9 numbers are governing us, we can break these 9 numbers into 3 3s. Because we're using the 3 rule. The theory is about the power of the 3, a divine fingerprint of a creator throughout all of creation. 3 is the magic number. The equilateral triangle is the sacred geometry and the counterpart to that number. If we look at the numerical value of 9 singular digits, we can see it can be divided into 3 3s. 3 numbers, 3 sections, 33. We could now take these 9 numbers, these 3 groups, and place them into triangles. Yeah, we could put these into a shape, because a triangle is a mathematical constant. It will always constitute, 3 points will always constitute a triangle. It's a mathematical constant. So our first triangle, 1, 2 and 3. Our second triangle, 4, 5 and 6. And our third triangle, 7, 8 and 9. So really, we could say that we're being governed by three triangles. Well, three triangles are governing us, because everything really is an accumulation of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. And we know that 9 numbers, as we just said, can be placed into 3 groups of 3. And we know that 3 in shape and form will constitute a triangle. So 3 triangles governing pretty much every part and every aspect of our life. So what's so special about these triangles? Well, as them triangles stand, nothing much really. Quite interesting that we see another number that arises from these 3 triangles, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 will obviously give us the 6, 4, 5 and 6 will obviously give us the 15, and 1 and 5 is again 6. 7, 8 and 9 is 24, but 2 and 4 again is 6. The reason why I'm doing this 2 plus 4 is 6 is because we're taking numbers to its base root. We're taking any multiple number and we're taking it to its base root number. So we're taking, for instance, 12 to 3 because 1 and 2 is 3. We're taking 16 to 7 because obviously 1 and 6 is 7. So whatever number we get, we're taking it to its base root. You know, this is this is commonly practiced in many fields. So when we take a number, we take it to its base root. We see that 1 plus 2 plus 3 is obviously 6. We see that 4, 5 and 6 is 15, so 1 plus 5 again is 6. We see 7, 8 and 9 is 24, 2 and 4 is 6. It's a number that we associate with negative energy. Now energy is going to come apparent throughout my talks, because again, everything is going to point to a numerical value, a sacred geometry and an energetic system, and this energetic system inevitably will come down to the fingerprint of a creator, which will be the Holy Trinity, the equilateral triangle, the power of 3 which governs the entire universe. Now these 9 numbers we've seen can be broken down to 3 triangles. I didn't really like these triangles because a certain individual by the name of Nikola Tesla, a genius, responsible for 80% of probably the technologies from AC, alternating current electricity generators, to wireless, remote control, all these different kinds of things, because of Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla has been wiped out of the history books pretty much, but he said the 3, 6 and 9 were the keys to the universe, and a lot of people have wondered what that could mean. What could it mean by the 3, 6 and 9 and the keys to the universe? Well, he's exactly right. Nikola Tesla, the genius Nikola Tesla, is exactly right. The 3, 6 and 9 are a completely separate system, and they're the keys to the universe. The 3, 6 and 9 are what are controlling the remaining numbers of 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 and 1. 3, 6 and 9 are a separate system, and I want to show how the universe, how everything in life is working on a separate system, on a lower vibrational system. So these 3 triangles anyway with the 9 numbers in it, I didn't like these. They didn't have anything of the 3, 6 and 9 in them. There was nothing representing the 3 rules, so I tried something different. I started thinking outside of the box. I thought, what if one triangle can repeat itself 3 times? One triangle repeating itself 3 times. So we've got a triangle, 3 sides, repeating itself 3 times. What new numbers do we get? What do we get? So I simply did it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Simple as that. 3 rotations around a triangle. Okay? Around the same triangle. And what we end up with is 3 new sets of numbers. Now these numbers were of interest to me, very much of interest, because obviously we see the 3, 6 and 9, 1, 4 and 7 and 2, 5 and 8. So if you're with me so far, we're governed by 9 numbers. These 9 numbers can be broken down into 3 groups of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8 and 9. They can be broken down into triangles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. But I didn't like them triangles, so I took the first triangle of 1, 2 and 3 and I rotated it 3 times. 3 times its own sides, and we now got 3 new triangles, okay? Now this is where things again follow the 3 rule. which I've just rubbed out, so let me just rewrite that. So following the 3 rule, rotating the triangle 3 times, we get new numbers of 147, 258, 369. Okay, we've still got all the numbers there. We've still got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We still have our 9 numbers that are governing everything in our lives. We've got them in slightly different orders. So maybe now we can do our triangles again, but in 3 different numbers. First triangle, 1, 4, 7. Second triangle, 2, 5 and 8. Third triangle, 3, 6 and 9. I'll just zoom in on that. Okay, so we've still got the 9 numbers, but we've got 3 new triangles. One of them triangles is what Nikola Tesla pointed out being the keys to the universe. The other 2 triangles are the remaining numbers, 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 and 1. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. Okay, the remaining numbers, the 3, 6 and 9 are said to be the keys to the universe. Now, these triangles are interesting because they follow the 3 rule, and they follow the 3 rule in such a way that it runs throughout the whole of the system. Now, not only do we have the 3, 6 and 9 which is following the 3 rule, but the other 2 remaining triangles are following the 3 rule. We have 1 to 4. Now, it's not going to take mathematicians, it's not going to take extremely intelligent people to understand what I'm talking about. It's just very simple calculus. We're just talking basically 1 to 4. Now 1 to 4 is a difference of 3, plus 3. Yep. Now we've got 4 to 7, again is a difference of plus 3. 1 to 4, 3, 4 to 7, 3. 3 and 3 is 6, so the remaining angle is 7 to 1 is a minus 6. If we look at, sorry I'm just zooming in there, if we look again at the 2 to the 5, difference of 3, 5 to the 8 is a difference of 3, it should give us our 3 and 3 as our next answer, 8 to 2 is our 6. What we also see here is if we look at the 3 to the 6, again it's 3, 6 to the 9, again 3, 9 to the 6 gives our answer again of minus 6. So the 2 sides, it's like a squared b square equals c square. We're basically saying that the 2 sides add up to the 3rd side. So the 3 and plus 3 is a minus 6, 2 to 5 is a plus 3, 5 to 8 is a plus 3, 8 to 2 is a minus 6, so it's the answer of these 2 sides. 3 to 6 is a plus 3, 6 to 9 again is a plus 3, and then 9 to 3 again is the answer to these 2 sides, which is a minus 6. I really enjoy these triangles because everything seems to be working on a relationship of 3. If we write these down just as a normal numerical way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we join them together, 1 to 4, the triangles, and then 4 to 7, you see how we're just jumping through, 1 to 4, 4 to 7. The next triangle is 2 to 5, and 5 to 8. And the remaining triangle is obviously 3 to 6, and 6 to 9. This is following the 3 rule, 1 to 4 and 4 to 7. Fitting all them 3 numbers there, 1 to 4 and 4 to 7. Yep, 3 rule. 2 to 5 and 5 to 8, again following the 3 rule. 3 to 6 and 6 to 9, following the 3 rule, all the way through these 3 triangles. Now these became extremely significant and extremely important, and this is what I'm going to show you on this next video.